Welcome to Punky's World. Hope I don't cry. This is the saddest wrestling news segment I've brought you since I started bringing you this segment. It's horrible. Okay, let me get right to the bad stuff. Actually, before I do, no, I'll get to the bad stuff first. On August 23rd, Terry Funk passed away. He was 79 years old. About 4 years ago, he lost his wife of 54 years. And he had been battling dementia. He leaves his brother and 2 daughters. Bray Wyatt, aka Wyndham Rotunda, age 36, has died of a heart attack. Now, I'm wondering if the heart attack had something to do with the illness that he had been struggling with that was threatening his career and his life. They wouldn't say what he was sick with, but whatever it was, he got sick right after being at the Royal Rumble. And it's now August, and he's dead. So I can't even imagine what kept him sick that long. His father, Mike Rotunda, IRS, also remembered as a member of the varsity club. Made the call to Triple H to tell him the news. I can't even imagine what the Wyndham and Rotunda families are going through. For those of you who don't know, he was not only Mike Rotunda's son, but Mike Rotunda is actually married to the sister of Barry and Kendall Wyndham, the daughter of Elijah Mulligan, Bob Wyndham. And which is where Wyndham got his name. And they have a daughter named Mika. Oh, Micah. God, they got married close to 40 years themselves. And, oh yeah, it's gotta be over 40 years. Because when they were tag partners in the World Wrestling Federation, the All-Americans, or whatever the heck they were called, back around WrestleMania 1, they were already married. So, my heartfelt condolences and prayers go out to both families. My heartfelt condolences and prayers also go out to the Funk family. Dory must feel so alone. 80-something years old. Your little brother is gone. Your mom and dad are gone. He is married. Unlike Jerry, isn't married 54 years, but still married. It's horrible. So, the next bit of news isn't much better. Tammy Sitch ended up taking a plea deal in her vehicular manslaughter case for 4 years in prison. Fozzy paid tribute to Wyndham at their London concert last night. And Cody tributed Terry Funk on SmackDown, which was dedicated to both their memories, by making a Terry Funk Hardcore Rules match between the Brawling Brutes and the Street Profits. He also did a beautiful tribute promo. By the way, yesterday, amongst all the sadness, AEW's Fight Forever was officially released for Xbox, PS4, PS5, Switch, and PC. Now, for the part that makes me mad. We got to the parts that make me sad. This is the part that makes me mad. Anyway, it is being said that CM Punk got Christopher Daniels banned from Collision tapings. Excuse me? First of all, as Dutch Mantel said, if somebody needs to speak to talent relations and talent relations isn't there, whether CM Punk likes it or not, whether Phil Brooks likes it or not, that's his name, Christopher Daniels is one of his bosses. And yes, he has been your peer for a number of years, but now he's your boss and your peer. That being said, no one should have the power to get their boss banned from a show. I'm sorry. This all goes back to that backstage fight at All Out that we talked about. And I'm not going to link the video because I'm not sure which Wrestling News video it was. He's mad because his buddy, Ace Steel, who he wants to be in control of all of his matches, is banned from Collision. So he said, if he can't come, neither can Daniels. It's like, okay, are we in first grade? Or are we 40 and 50-year-old adults? You're a 40-something-year-old adult. Act like one. Christopher Daniels is a 53-year-old adult who is more than capable of acting like one. Now, in my opinion, if this is true, that Christopher Daniels doesn't come to Collision, I'm going to say it's because Christopher Daniels heard that Punk didn't want him there and said, look, I'm going to keep the peace. I'm going to step away. I'm going to stay away from this. I'm going to keep the peace. Because that's the kind of person he strikes me as being. So, but some people are saying that this was pulled out of Meltzer's rear output. So, I don't know whether it's 100% fact that he's not at Collision or what's going on, but I know he wrestles on Collision, so that's kind of ridiculous, but as far as I know, he wrestled on Collision about a month ago, but the beginning of this month, actually. So, who knows? Maybe they just don't stay in the same locker room. as I know, the only reason Ace Steel wasn't fired was because of Punk. Because they were both almost fired. They were all suspended, the Elite, Punk, Steel, Daniels, until everything could be sorted out and everyone could be talked to. And Daniels was the first one brought back out of that suspension because they said they said what I said in the video. He was doing his job, trying to break up a fight between a bunch of children. Sometimes I think that job is more about being a babysitter. I guess that's why Tony Schiavone referred to it as a thankless job. The head of talent relations. So. But like Dutch Mantel said, it doesn't make sense, because if somebody needs to talk to talent relations and talent relations isn't there, that's a problem. I mean, they could call him, but what the heck could he do? He's not allowed in the building to deal with conflicts and stuff like that. So, like I said, it could have been pulled out of Meltzer's rear output, like a number of stories have been, or can you tell that I'm not a big fan of Dave Meltzer? That goes back to Roddy Piper and the way that Dave Meltzer wrote about him. So, in the waning years of his life, actually in the last, not even in the waning years of his life, and probably in the last 20 years of his life, the way he wrote about it. And Roddy didn't have a bad word to say about anybody, but he would tell you that Meltzer is full of your colon's cargo. So that's just my opinion. Out of a great deal of respect for a wonderful man in Roddy Piper, a big sweetheart in Christopher Daniels. So my opinions are my opinions. You don't have to agree with them. And thank you for listening to them. God bless you. Have a wonderful rest of this hot day. At least it's sunny. And we will come back and make tuna noodle casserole. Or as we called it when I was a kid, tuna nuna casserole. Please subscribe to both channels. Please hit those bells. Thank you so very, very much. God bless you. Bye-bye.